What's up, Internet? It's your dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're still hunting for Galarian Stunfisk, so just get right into it. I'm only planning on 150 eggs tonight. Not, usually I don't even stream on a Monday, but I didn't stream yesterday, so I figured I should do something today. I was not feeling good yesterday, and it was by my own doing, but also kind of not my fault. But kind of is. I probably should have thought through it more. Anyway, so what happened was, right, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my other job, I pretty much just washed dishes, which, that's fine. Pays bills. That's all it needs to do. But anyways, on Saturday night, like near the end of the night, we were out of sanitizer, basically. Because it's like you have soap, and then, which is good for like getting the shit off. Not literal shit, obviously. But old food, whatever stuck to the dishes. Yeah, it's getting that off, but then you have sanitizer that actually like makes sure there's nothing alive on the dishes. Well, we ran out of that, so manager's like, okay, well, just use bleach for tonight, and we'll get it figured out for tomorrow. Okay, fair enough. There's a thing on the bottle of bleach that says, yeah, this is how much you should use for, sanitizing dishes and stuff, so I just used that amount, a little bit less, because I was kind of like, well, this kind of seems like a little bit too much, and I figured, being that it was bleach, err on the side of caution, so I put a little bit less in there than it needed to be for how much it was, how much water it was, needing to treat, basically, and that was, that was fine. Didn't feel sick, didn't, mess up my skin or anything. And then, so I went back in on Sunday. They had not bothered to order any more sanitizer. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just use bleach again. About 2 hours into that, I was fucking sick as a motherfucker. And my arms did not feel great either because, yeah, technically I had used less than the correct amount for, what it said on the bottle of bleach for sanitizing, but I don't think that accounts for you actually needing to handle those dishes. And yeah, it fucked me up, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that anymore, and also I'm going home because I'm just fucking felt awful. It wasn't as bad by the time I went home, but it was still wasn't good, and that I had cut down even further on how much I was using by that point as well. And when I told the other manager who's a little bit more experienced, he's like, oh yeah, no, don't do that. That was a mistake. To be clear, again, I was told I should do that by one of the managers, but I guess he didn't think about it either. So, am I over on lead card? What the fuck? That took an awful long time to close that menu. So anyways, yeah, that's why I didn't stream yesterday. I probably could have, honestly, but I was like, let's just not, And so we're streaming today. But yeah, probably will only do 150 eggs today, just because, it is, well, it's a lot earlier than I normally would stream on, the weekends, but it's later than I would normally stream for not the weekends, if that makes any sense, for a weekday. But yeah, also, we'll just see. Plus, maybe we get this, Galarian Stunfisk, and I don't have to go much longer. I'll just, we'll see what happens. But yeah, the plan is 150 today. I have enough eggs, almost enough to do 250. So if I do, decide, fuck it, let's just go for it, I'll have to collect some more eggs, but that won't be a big issue. I think I only need 20 more eggs. I think it was 22 or 23 more eggs. So I'll do that at the end. Again, if we get there. Because there's no point in doing it now and then deciding that I'm not going to go stream longer. And it's like, okay, well, just kind of wasted some time, but even though I guess it doesn't really waste time, right? Because I'm going to be doing the movement to hatch the eggs anyways, so I might as well be doing the movement to collect them. Or not even the movement, like it's already being done. But anyways, whatever, it's fine. I'm not planning on going that long, so. Yeah, there's some video that came out within the last couple of days, either yesterday or today or something like that, for Scarlet and Violet. It's like showing that Gengar is in the new games, I guess, and it's like something about ghosts being in Scarlet and Violet, which obviously is just because, you know, Halloween. They're kind of just, you know, it's just for that. It's not like, oh yeah, we weren't planning on putting ghosts in, but we decided to. It's like, whatever. But yeah, I haven't actually looked at that because I know there's also another video that's not released yet, but it's just like named a bunch of question marks. So that's probably going to reveal a new Pokemon if I had to guess. Kind of like how they teased Hisuian, Zorua, and Zoroark. And then like a week later they showed the actually showed them. That is going to be an interesting Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, because we really haven't had a competitive use for them yet, because there wasn't really any online battling in Legends Arceus. But actually having them in like a proper Pokemon game is going to be interesting. Because yeah, I mean, normal Ghost is it's a pretty damn good typing. You get all, you know, the immunities of Ghost, so you're immune to normal and fighting. And then because you're normal, you're also immune to Ghost typing. So being able to be immune to 3 typings and like one of them having a super effective normally against normal is like really good. But it depends on if Zoroark is going to... Well, also, being that it has the same ability, Zoroark's going to be pretty damn good. But if its stats aren't good for some reason, which I'm sure you can already look that up, I guess. Or if its move pool sucks, you know. Even if theoretically it's going to be good, we won't really know until it's proper. Plus, I mean, you know, movesets can change and stats have changed before. It's not common, but moving into a new generation of games can do that sometimes. I think it's what Aegis Slash or Aegis Slash. That's they had to nerf either in Gen 7 or Gen 8. I forget which one it was, but they ended up like reducing its defensive stats a little bit. I think just because it was too damn good. And I'm sure... My apologies, I don't know what the hell happened to my voice there. Just like phlegmed up really bad. Though it does remind me, I have energy drinks, so I should probably open one of those. And now I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say, yes, in theory, you know, there's been battles done with the Hisuian Zoroark in, like Smogon or Pokemon Showdown. So in theory, there's probably some idea how those are going to work, but again, if the movesets change, plus new Pokemon being added and stuff like that. So this will be the first time in like an official format that we'll be seeing Hisuian Zoroark, so it'll be interesting. Plus, I mean, who knows how that's going to work with Terrastalize as well. Should be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to the new games. I will say, I didn't see anything on Cerebi about the wild area changing back after the most recent wild area event. Over the weekend, there was the thing for Glastrier, or however the fuck you say it, or Spectrier. Is that the name of them? The horses that were added in Crown Tundra that Calyrex can ride. But yeah, like there was an event for those, and If you beat them, you get an ability capsule, which I realized after even looking at that, that's like almost useless because like you can, like the ability capsule is not even as good as the ability patch. The ability patch is the one that you want because that's the one that lets you get the hidden ability. The capsule just changes ability. It's still, you know, useful. It's just not as useful. So I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so you couldn't catch the horses, and they had 0% shiny odds because you couldn't catch them. That would really suck if you saw a shiny of those and the game didn't let you catch it. You know, hopefully there's gonna be a Halloween event. I was really hoping we were gonna see that already, like right after the end of the previous one. It was just gonna launch right into it. I could check the news and make sure. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, did they pull down? Yeah, they did. They pulled down the thing for the other one, so... For the horses. But yeah, and that's just describing the fact that on November 1st, we are going to get a, Oops. We'll get the final Wild Area event update. Which we know will have, G-Max, Snorlax, and that's it. Well, they said it's, you know, other Pokemon that aren't as common or typically can't be encountered. So, we'll see. Hopefully there's some shiny odds, even if it's not like, you know, anywhere to the same degree as we normally see. But even just slightly boosted shiny odds. I mean, I don't know if they can do less than 1%. It might not be set up to do that. But just give us, like, you know, a couple of Pokemon with, like, 1% shiny odds and 5-star raids would be pretty nice. But we will just have to see on that. And yeah, I mean, again, hopefully a Halloween event, but I'm not too confident in that. Especially, like, I was kind of hopeful when it said that there wasn't going to be any events after November 1st, because it was like, oh, well, there might still be a Halloween event. Then they did the horses event, and now it's like, well, maybe? It'd be nice if we do, but I don't know that we will. Especially, like, if they had launched it, like, today, I'd be a lot more hopeful as well. So, I don't know. We will just have to see. At bare minimum, though, I mean, at least we got a lot of relatively easy shinies out of the Wild Area events. I wish I had participated in all of them, because there were a couple that I didn't bother to do, which kind of sucks. But, or like, there was even, I did the Tauros one, and I didn't get the shiny, and I think at the time I didn't realize that I could keep doing it after the weekend. I just can't download the next Wild Area event. Plus, I don't know. I didn't do very much of it. I think I only did, like, maybe 20 encounters or something, which I think was still probably at or over odds, but it's, like, you know, not too crazy. But I just got bored with it, because I was like, oh, Tauros isn't a great shiny anyways. I mean, honestly, Miltank isn't a great shiny, but at least it's not green. That's the thing. So many of the Pokemon just turn green, so it's just like, ugh. Like, that's the big thing why that color is so awful. Because, like, you know, a blue Miltank makes 0 sense. Doesn't really look that good. But at least it's obvious and it's not green. So it's like, eh, well, you know what? It could be worse. Oh, and apparently I don't know if they just added Zorua don't think so. I think I have a Zuru in Pokemon Go, but there's something going on with the Zoroark, I believe, in Pokemon Go right now, where if you have like your buddy Pokemon is super happy, so it like comes out and is, you know, helps you. There'll actually be 2 of them out, and one of them you can actually like tap on, and it'll be a Zoroark, which is pretty neat. I love it when Pokemon Go kind of carries over the mechanics from the original games, but like kind of has like an interesting, you know, their own kind of twist to it. Like I love how you don't ever actually encounter Ditto itself. For the most part anyways, it's like just disguises itself as other Pokemon. I don't like how rare it is, because besides the fact that right now there's like one of their basically troll quests, is what people call them, because it's like shit that you just can't do a lot of times, or it's a pain in the ass to do. Right now there's one that you have to encounter 3 Dittos, which it's just like the Pokemon that it can be changes, and it, you know, it can't be every Pokemon, and it's just very low odds of it happening. Like the original quest for it, that you know, you just had to encounter one just to progress the quest. That took me like almost 2 years before I saw my first Ditto. I was just like, this sucks. Like, there definitely should have been something where it's like, boosted odds if you haven't gotten one yet or something at the very least. Because it should not take 2 years to complete that quest. I know a lot of that was just I was very unlucky. And there are ways to help yourself a little bit, like, you know, if it's one of the Pokemon that Ditto, or pay attention to what Pokemon the Ditto can be, and then if it's one of those, always catch it. And, like, you know, make sure you use an Ultra Ball so that way it's not necessarily guaranteed, but, you know, you have the best possible odds of catching it so it can't run away, or it's less likely to just run away. But, like, it's still just... the quest just sucked. But we'll see. Not this weekend, but the next weekend, we have Dratini, I believe. And then the weekend after, we have Teddiursa for Community Day events. Also, I'm very much thinking I'm not going to get this shiny Galarian Yamask in Pokemon Go. I was hoping I would, but it's not looking likely, because I've only seen like 2 since that event started. So... you know, we'll see. I don't know. I think part 2 of the Halloween event starts to not today, but very soon. And I don't know if that's going to add more of them to the spawns or what. I could probably look it up right now, but I won't because I'm dumb. Yeah, like I was hopeful I could get it there, but that's not going to happen. I do kind of wish, as much as I don't want to give Niantic any more of my money, because some of the decisions they've made over the past year or so have been extremely stupid, and I'm not happy with them. But I do kind of wish I would have bought the ticket for the Yamask event, because there's, in the first set of challenges in it, it's all the original Yamask that evolves into Cofagrigus. But the second set gives you a bunch of Galarian ones. And the only thing for those quests is just, or research, or whatever it's called, is you just have to catch a bunch of ghost Pokemon, which I've already done a bunch because it's the Halloween event, so there's a bunch of ghost Pokemon around. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to do it now because, like, I probably won't be able to... complete at least the Yamask, or the second set of it. So it's like, doesn't really matter. And it's not like guaranteed shiny or anything, right? But it's just, it does guarantee at least like 5 or 6 more spawns of it. But yeah, we'll see with Pokemon Go. I will, at some point, probably, especially if Furfrou isn't confirmed for, or isn't in Gen 9, or at least Scarlet and Violet, I'm going to have to look into doing some sort of location spoofing, because I'm not going to try and trade too much for those, you know, the other Furfrou forms. I don't mind the, like, large region ones, because, like, one of them is for the Americas, one of them is for, like, Europe and Africa, and the other is for, Asia and, like, Australia and stuff, I think is how that one works. But basically, you know, like, large areas, it's like, okay, that's not as bad, it's a lot easier to find those trades on Pokemon Home, you know, fine. The ones that are specific to, I believe, France, Japan, and then Egypt, it's just like, you can't trade for those. And I don't like the fucking regional bullshit in Pokemon Go anyways. Just because it's like, I don't, you know, some amount of traveling, fine, because it's, you know, the point of the game is to get out and walk around and shit. It's like, okay, fine. I shouldn't have to fly to multiple different countries to complete the fucking game, guys. That's just stupid. And it would be more tolerable if, at least within the game itself, you could just trade freely. But there's also still location restrictions where you have to be within a certain distance of someone to trade with them. Which is just like, okay, so you basically can't trade with anyone outside of, like, your immediate friend group. Cool. Like, it still basically means that you can't get stuff like Farfetch'd unless you go to Japan, because, you know, even if you want, you know, even if you can, in theory, find someone that would trade it to you, you're still probably going to have to go to Japan to trade it with them, you know? Or it has to be someone else who went to Japan. It's just, it's a stupid way to do that. Like, how Game Freak is somehow going to have not the most obnoxious trades, or most obnoxious, like, you know, Pokemon and, or completions and evolutions and shit like that. It's just like, how is that even possible? Like, Game Freak is not going to be the worst about it. I worded my way around that very weirdly, but hopefully the point is clear. It's just like, Game Freak, you know, the trade evolutions, even from Gen 1, and then, you know, also some Pokemon you have to have an item on to trade them, or to get the evolution when you trade them, and then you have Excelgor and Escavalier, where getting those means you have to trade with another specific, or 4 different specific Pokemon, and then they both evolve. Granted, that one's kind of neat, because it at least, like, makes sense from a, kind of from the, like, in-game perspective, because, like, the item from, Shelmet gets transferred over to Carablast, and it causes it to evolve, causes Carablast to evolve into Escavalier, and it causes Shelmet to evolve into Excelgor. So, like, that one is like, okay, well, you know, that's a neat idea. But also, please fucking don't do more trade evolutions, you know? It seems like they probably won't, because, I mean, they, you know, Legends Arceus, we had the link cable. That doesn't mean we'll continue to have it, but it does make me hopeful they understood that that's a very good idea. And, like, you can still keep the trade evolutions in there, and just, you know, also be able to use the cable. I am definitely worried that that could be a one-off thing, or maybe only in the Legends games or something like that. Because, like, you know, being that there wasn't a second version of those games, so you need to be able to get all of the Pokemon in the Pokedex in the single game. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope they don't, or they bring back the link cable, though. Like, I think Karrablast and Excelgor would be the one exception where it's like, okay, if you can't do it for those ones, but everyone else you can, it's like, okay, fine. I will accept that. Or even make it so that, like, let's say you use the link cable on Shelmet, which causes, you know, Shelmet to evolve into Excelgor, and then you have the helmet left over, and is, like, added to your inventory as an item, and then you use that item on Karrablast to evolve it into, a Escavalier. That would be fine. Like, a kind of neat way to still keep that, you know, we'll say legacy of having, like, the, you know, the Pokemon make each other evolve, while also still letting you use the link cable to start it. That would be interesting, actually, now thinking about it. Having other Pokemon like that, where, like, when it evolves, it drops an item that you can use to evolve another Pokemon as well. I hadn't even thought about that before. That's not the stupidest idea. It might get old really fast. Especially if it's something where it's like a 5-step thing, where it's like 5 different Pokemon that you can evolve from it. That would probably, you know, get a little annoying, but there's like one tuft of hair here that like does not want to cooperate and just sit back there. It wants to, like, yeah, see? What the fuck? There, that's a little bit better for now. But yeah, like, that's something that could be a good idea, or that could get really old really fast. That's why I feel so far off. Once again, the pop filter is not good, and it, like, slowly gets out of place. Because I've been sitting here, it's like, God, I feel like I'm way off center of my microphone. Even though, like, I kind of look fine in the webcam. Or, yeah, I kind of look fine in the webcam. Kind of looked off in the webcam, too, but it's just like, I don't know. It just felt off, and then it's like, oh, yeah, because the fucking pop filter is way over to the side. Or not way over, like half an inch, but, you know. Really had to resist making a sex joke there anyways. I don't know. Half the reason why I don't make those jokes is, like, it takes me a second before my brain thinks of it. And so it's like, okay, well, now I'm saying it after an awkward silence, but half of it is also like, you know, maybe a bit much. I know a lot of people make a lot of, I don't know, I was gonna say lewd humor, but that's, like, not even really quite to that degree. But anyways, the point is, like, it's probably fine to make jokes like that on Twitch, but I don't know. The main thing is, it's like, okay, well, it took me too long to think of it, so I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I need a fucking... Alright, let's get some caffeine into my system. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Also, holy shit, we've already hatched 50 eggs. I think I am just gonna do 150 today, but it's still, like, didn't click in my head that, like, yeah, we've done a lot already. Actually, yeah, I'll do 150. I was gonna say I might even do even less than 150, but nah, we'll go up to 400 eggs tonight. I was thinking for a moment that, like, yeah, if I do 350, I mean, that's right at around 50% odds, right? Of having seen a shiny by this point, but... But we'll go to 400. It's fine. I will say the weekday streams from now on probably will be like this, where they're going to be a little bit shorter. So, primarily Wednesday and Thursday. Obviously, again, I don't usually stream on Mondays. It was more of a makeup stream for yesterday. But yeah, Wednesday and Thursday I'll usually be like... I'll probably trying to start kind of similar to I did today, around 11. Might even start a little bit later, too. We'll see. I'll play around with them a little bit. Also, I'm not quite sure about Sunday as well, because Sunday I get out of, well, the place I work for closes earlier. Or more that it closes later on Friday and Saturday. The other days it closes at the same time. But yeah, so Sunday, I don't know. Friday and Saturday are always going to be around 12 or 12:30. Because even if, like, I get out of work early enough to, like, start earlier than that, which is going to be rare, you know, I'm still going to want to sit down and relax for a little bit, so... But yeah, I don't know. I want to try and do later streams. It's just, I don't want to wait for too long after I get off of work, because then I'll start getting lazy and be like, do I want to stream tonight? But I feel like I've gotten better viewership doing the later streams. Granted, it's also been on, you know, Friday and Saturday, which are going to be pretty good days for streaming anyways, I feel like. And times when people are more likely to be able to stay up super late to watch stuff. But hey, maybe we won't even go up to 400 eggs. Maybe we'll get lucky and get the shiny. I don't think we will. I don't know. I don't know where my luck is at right now. Because, like, I'm taking just over odds to get the last couple of Pokemon, and the one before that was Corsola, which took over 1,600 eggs to get one. But then also with Zigzagoon, I got 4 more in, like, the next 300 eggs or so. So, and those 4 all came within, like, I want to say 20. Yeah, it was more than that. It was like 1 per box, basically. So like over about 100 eggs. We got 4 more shinies out of that, so I don't know. Granted, obviously, luck is not really a thing, right? But it is one of those, just, you start noticing weird trends and patterns. But right now, I'm completely... I was gonna say, like, completely weird, but no, this is more like normal. Because again, normal is just whatever. Anyways. As long as I don't have another, like, 1,600 egg hunt anytime soon, I'll be pretty happy. And I mean, who knows? Again, with Scarlet and Violet, we still don't know anything about breeding, so it's possible it might not be returning, and we're just gonna have to get used to always being encounters. So I don't know. Maybe this won't be the last time I do egg hunts. These Galarian forms, because I'll still have plenty of other ones to work on in older titles. Though I will definitely probably start working on more of those off-stream. Especially like a BDSP, honestly. Actually, I don't know. BDSP might have a little bit more staying power on Twitch once the new games are out. I think Sword and Shield might just kind of fall off of a cliff entirely in terms of anyone like watching. But we should have plenty of content in Scarlet and Violet. Because, I mean, there will be shiny hunting regardless. Whether or not it's eggs or encounters is what the question's going to be. That would be extremely weird if they got rid of shinies. Especially when they... Besides, like, what has been confirmed for Scarlet and Violet. Just, like, with how many were available in Legends Arceus. Or how easily they were available in Legends Arceus. I guess that would make sense, though, right? If they were going to kill the mechanic. To, like, just go nuts with it in the last game of the generation, and the next gen just kill it. I don't see them ever in their life getting rid of shiny Pokemon. Because that very much creates more of an attachment to the games, right? Because it's like, you're going to be playing the games a lot more long after release. And then also, like, a new game comes out, it's like, well, I have all these shinies. I mean, I might as well pick up the new games, right? And it'd be weird to get all these shinies and then not keep playing this franchise. So I would not ever foresee shinies going away. But, you know, we don't know what the methods are going to be, and we don't even know if there's going to be breeding. And honestly, until, like, some of the stuff we've heard about Scarlet and Violet, I would have never thought of breeding going away. Though I feel like that one's not as surprising, because again, they've been making it kind of redundant for a while. Adding the nature mints and bottle caps, and now the ability changing items. And like, I know egg moves are a thing, but I feel like they're not... Outside of a couple exceptions, does anyone actually care, honestly? Because there's probably only a couple moves that are actually, like, good. And let's be honest, outside of, like, competitive players, very few people are going to care about breeding through multiple Pokemon to try and get a move onto one specific species. So, like, you know, people aren't really going to do that for moves that just because they want the move, even if it's not very good. That's not going to be a common thing. Like, it's a cool idea in theory, but I don't know. There need to be, I feel like, more useful moves doing that. Like, I wonder... Give me a second here. Let me pull up... the Cerebi page for Stunfisk. Not dropping frames or anything, right? Okay. I don't know why. Firefox has been, like, extremely slow today. Egg moves. Okay, so, like, Stunfisk... As far as I can tell, and this doesn't... I don't know if this is different between Galarian and normal form, but for its egg moves, it can get... Oh, it does show. Okay, so I can just look at the Galarian ones, because it does have a split. So I can get Yawn. Could be okay, but I feel like it taking an extra turn is not ideal for that. Astonish. Very low power, and it's not even guaranteed to flinch. Curse... which I forget what that does on something that isn't ghost type, but I don't think it's particularly good. Spite maybe has some use, but I don't know that Galarian Stunfisk is going to be something that uses that. Pain Split, that could be useful on occasion. Reflect Type, I've never even heard of this one. Reflects the target's type, making the user the same type as the target. Again, maybe. bind, and counter, which, again, is very situational. But also, that's a fighting type move, and you don't, well... Oh, right, it doesn't have to be fighting for that to work, never mind. Anyway, but, like, yeah, so it's like, of those, there's a couple that might be useful, but nothing that I would really be so interested in that, like, you know, I don't know, like, there might be better alternatives to any of those moves just in its TMs or its normal level up moveset, so that's the thing about it. It's just, I don't know. Let me just double check these real quick. Being that I tabbed out to Cerebi while I was doing this. Just wanted to make sure that it hadn't been like shiny or something. I wasn't paying attention. Now, granted, I used Stunfisk for my example about A moves just because it's, you know, the first one I could think of because I'm literally working on that. Obviously, Galarian Stunfisk I don't think is a very common competitive Pokemon, so, you know, maybe on a more common Pokemon you might care more about that stuff, but also, I don't know. I feel like that it's not really a very big deal for that mechanic, and we wouldn't really be missing all that much if, you know, they got rid of breeding and, oh no, you don't have egg moves anymore. If anything, they would just make it part of the normal move pool, you know? Because it is like a kind of official mechanic. Since, I believe Alpha Pokemon in Legends Arceus could have egg moves. Oh yeah, one thing that was confirmed in, with all that preview stuff that came out about Scarlet and Violet, that I don't think I actually mentioned before, is it has been confirmed that you can actually just change moves from, like, in the party menu. So as long as it's a move that you've already learned at some point, you can just change, then put that move back on. I don't know if that will still apply to TMs, though, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, if it'll be like Legends Arceus where, you know, you use the TM and it learns the ability. And then you don't have to, like, reuse a TM if you, like, overwrite that move with something else but then want to bring it back at some point. But I am glad that the not needing to use a move relearner or anything is going to be a thing again. That was one of the better features about Legends Arceus. I really didn't take that much use of it. But, like, I definitely appreciate it being there, especially after playing Let's Go Eevee and having to move around my moves all the time because, you know, why would I not just use Eevee to blast through everything and the broken abilities that Eevee learns to blast through everything? I'm still glad, even if I, didn't really enjoy the game as much as I did the first time around. Not that I didn't enjoy the second playthrough, it just wasn't as much fun. And the ending was frustrating because of the legendaries and the motion controls and shit, but I am glad I played through Let's Go Eevee again. Definitely made me appreciate how much better that game looked than Sword and Shield. I don't know why my frame rate is being so fucking choppy right now. I don't think that's anything to do with the game. I think that's something on Elgato's end. Although, well, I was gonna say I never noticed that in BDSP or Legends Arceus, but Legends Arceus already kind of runs like shit anyway, so I probably wouldn't have noticed that. And maybe I just didn't notice in BDSP. I don't know. Because I guess I feel like I don't ever notice it in, like, these scenes. That it feels like it's skipping frames or anything. It's always, like, when I'm out like on my bike or something in this game. So I don't know. Maybe this game, maybe those frame drops, like I had never noticed them before starting up streaming is the thing. So that's why I assumed it was something to do with the stream. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, oh, I haven't seen it in the other games. Maybe not. Oh well. It's not a big deal. It's not like this game. I guess that makes it kind of worse. I was gonna say it's not like this game looks that great, so it doesn't matter if the frames are kind of shitty. But also, like, that's even less excuse because this game doesn't look that good. So like, how are you taxing the hardware of the Switch that hard? But I mean, the Switch does have the graphical power of a 20-year-old graphing calculator, so you know, it's maybe not that surprising. God, are those fucking graphing calculators still obnoxiously expensive? Like, I was making a joke just now, but like those things, there was no excuse for those to be costing $100+. Those TI 80 whatevers. Like, I understand that, like, you know, you can't exactly, if you're doing, like, a test in school, you can't exactly be using a tablet, right? Even though if the school provided the tablets, and they could then also lock them down pretty damn well so you can only use the graphing calculator app or whatever, and you can't just, like, Google the answers. But, you know, heaven forbid we find our fucking schools in this goddamn country. But it's just like, there's no excuse for those things to cost so much when you can buy an equivalent tablet that has, like, infinitely better fucking hardware on it. And, like, you can't really argue specialized hardware because, like, the tablet's still just gonna be better. Like, there's just no excuse for it. And, like, you know, Casio and shit were nowhere near as expensive, but since Texas Instruments has a basic monopoly, they just gouged the shit out of the price. Like, I remember buying one going into college that, at least that had, like, a, you know, backlit color display and shit. Like, so it wasn't, you know, at least there was some value to it. But, I mean, some of those, in high school, people would buy them, and they just, not, you can't even say black and white screen, because it was, like, the green with black pixel screen, and just, like, how is this okay for this to cost over $100 or close to $100? Like, what the fuck? I think the only benefit to those at all is that in theory, I guess, if it has specialized hardware to, like, do the graphing stuff, then, like, I think they had pretty good battery life, but also, like, just, I don't know, charge them every night? Doesn't seem like that big of an ask. Also, I mean, they used a lot of battery. I feel like I remember them using, like, multiple double or AAA batteries, which, like, you know, that's gonna add up over a while. I don't know. That shit just, like, was always absurd. Like, again, I get why you can't just bring your own tablet to that shit. But, like, what the fuck? I don't know. But I remember that being a thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can buy the Casio ones or whatever, and, you know, they do everything the Texas Instruments ones do, but, like, every teacher would be like, you know, I have no idea how these ones work, so, I mean, you're kind of on your own for figuring out how to do anything with it. It's like, okay, cool. That's helpful. And then there's the fucking textbook. It's the same shit as like textbooks, where it's just a monopoly that, you know, you don't really have a choice with buying into, and so they just gouge the shit out of the price. At least graphing calculators, you can use those fuckers for pretty much the entire time in school, right? You know, if you had an old one, maybe it wouldn't have the backlit screen or whatever, but it would still work. And then you have the textbooks where it's like, oh yeah, every year they changed all of the questions and shit, so you literally can't use the previous year's version. Or even better, the newer shit where it comes with the fucking online code to be able to do your own fucking homework. And so if you don't buy a new copy, then you can't complete the class because the teachers all use that, and then the professors and shit all use that shit. That shit should just be fucking illegal. Fuck that. That shit is so fucking scummy. Alright, 2 more boxes of eggs tonight. I really hope we get this shiny tonight, but we'll see. It'd be nice to be able to just worry about, you know, 4 more Pokemon over the next 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks? We have that next week. 2, 3... Yeah, basically 3 weeks. Because technically at least according to the schedule, I would stream the week before, or I would stream the Wednesday before the Scarlet and Violet comes out, but I'm going to take that day off. Just not worry about streaming or anything. Just relax. I still haven't decided about if I want to take a day off of work, either on Friday or Saturday, and just like stream like all day pretty much. Probably not. I'm just trying to think of how I would want to do that. I would probably do Saturday, which I know isn't like as good for like viewership, I guess, because more people will probably be interested on the Friday after the game comes out, but I mean, I would still stream on that Friday. It just wouldn't be a crazy long stream. But I probably would decide on that, like, you know, a week before that happens anyways. Just once we're a little bit closer to the games. Hey! I was just talking about that. Okay, well, I guess I don't really need to get another one of these, so I think I'm just gonna hatch the rest of these eggs off stream, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just do that. I'll hatch this. Or was that the last one I need to hatch? Hey, that was the last one of the set, too, so that was 345. Thank God, under odds. And under 50%, too, so I still wasn't quite as likely to have gotten the shiny by now than to have not gotten the shiny by now. If what I just said makes any sense. I think it made sense. What's funny is I was kind of half considering swapping over to being only 100 eggs tonight, which would have wrapped up at 350. So, almost right at the end of the set of eggs again. Fucking awesome. So, that leaves me with 4 more shinies that I need before Scarlet and Violet come out, or at least for the Galarian forms. I still need a Slowpoke, a Slowking, a Darmanitan, and a Yamask. So, being that there's still the Pokemon Go event going on, I would like to do that. Or if I can get it that way, that would be awesome. But we'll see. I'm not very hopeful on that. So we'll probably do Slowpoke, starting on Wednesday. We'll start up Slowpoke again. And then, depending on how long that takes, hopefully I have that before Halloween. And then I can start Darmanitan again. So that way I can get another, Darumaka again. Or Darumaka again, rather. Jesus Christ. But yeah, do that so I can get my Darmanitan. And then we'd probably do, assuming again we don't get the Yamask and Go, which is very unlikely, we'll do Yamask, and then we'll do one last Slowpoke to get the Slowking. So that would be, 4 shinies in 3 weeks. We'll see. This week helped. This week helped a lot. Getting 2 shinies this week has made me a lot more confident. Plus the fact that I got, I guess, 2 shinies last week too, but one of them was off stream. Yeah, I mean, there it is. So, we'll stream Wednesday. I mean, again, we'll probably start around 11 p.m. again. We'll see. It depends on what's going on. Maybe I can stream earlier. But yeah, we'll start with Slowpoke, and then Wednesday through Sunday, we'll just, as usual, more shiny hunting. Anyways, let me save real quick. I keep on forgetting to do these, and one of these days is gonna bite me in the ass when I, accidentally close the game or something. Yeah, I guess we'll stream Wednesday. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, come check out the Twitch channel. You just saw me get a shiny. You could have seen it live. Yeah, not much else to say there. But yeah, like I said, I stream every Wednesday through Sunday. Generally late night streams, so usually start somewhere between like 11 to 12:30, or like 11 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. I'll then go for 2 to 3 hours of stream. And yeah, I mean, we do playthroughs and stuff. Obviously, if you look at the YouTube channel, speaking of, if you're watching this as like the Twitch bot or whatever, go check out the YouTube channel, because I have all of my, I always say all of my VODs, but it's not all of them. I always correct myself too. But most of my VODs are up there. There's a couple that are just like, whatever. But playthroughs, Legends Arceus, Sword, Let's Go Eevee, Scarlet will be going up there, obviously. But yeah, all the past VODs are there, not just like the last 7 days worth, and slightly higher quality as well. So, I get it's shiny hunting for most of it, so it doesn't really matter, but you do get a little bit higher bit rate there. And yeah, the link for that is down in the, or it's somewhere in my profile. I would just say that it's Panicos. Yeah, it's just Panicos on YouTube, actually. I would say like the URL, but I don't have a custom URL because it's a not very big channel, so it's, it's just a bunch of gibberish for that. But yeah, wherever you're watching it, I do appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be starting back up Wednesday with Galarian Slowpoke. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.